I'm Jordan Belfort, and this is Sales School. All right, short message from my number one sponsor, NetSuite. Here's the deal. If you're a business owner, you don't need them, NetSuite, to tell you it's tough to run a business, because it is, right? We all know that. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle. They're the world's number one cloud-based business system. They give you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. You want to join over 24,000 companies using NetSuite right now. So schedule a free product tour now at netsuite.com/school. That's netsuite.com/school.
I haven't really gone on much inner game stuff, really, right? So I want to really talk about something that's been coming up a lot on the platform. A lot of these questions I see, and it was asked by someone else. The guy said, like, I'm on, because I forgot his name, but he goes, I'm on my last leg right now in terms of my motivation and my ability to kind of get myself to do those things I know I have to do. I feel like I'm running out of my willpower, so to speak. And, I'm looking for an accountability partner to help me out, right? And what I said to the guy, I said, well, number one, are you on the daily motivations? I said, if you're not, then that's part of your problem right there, because you should be, because it's awesome. It'll really help you through those times. That's part of what these daily motivations are for, right? Just to make sure that in those days that you don't really feel like you got it, that you can tap into my energy, my certainty that will push you past those days, right? That's number one. And also, just brushing up on your skills, making you sharper and sharper, and also just connecting you overall to the success of what we're all doing here. There's something about success that is fucking contagious. It is. You hang around successful people, you mirror what they're doing, you act the way they're acting, you believe in what they're doing, you believe in yourself, and it fucking works. It's like this intangible force. All right, now what I want to talk about here is this guy says, he's running out of willpower, can't get himself to take action. He just feels like he's just like, needs a partner. Let me just tell you, bottom line, I've been through this so many times myself over the years. Seriously, I'm not always motivated, right? And I've seen literally 10, 20,000 people come through my doors over the years I've trained. When I worked me directly, not those I've trained in seminars, that's in the millions. And when someone tells me that they're having problems motivating themselves, really, they don't feel charged up. And you know what I say to them? I say, you know what? You don't know your fucking why. And I don't want to give you some cheap thinking, but honestly, when you really know your why, when you really know why what you're doing is important to you, you will be charged up. You will have fucking the power to go out and get yourself to do the things you know you have to do, even when you don't feel like doing them. That's what your why is for. It's not just lip service. People who, listen, there's a few different aspects. Number one, do you have a vision for the future? Do you really know where you want to go? If you don't, that's also a problem. But even better still, by the way, when we hone into that, is it, why does it matter to you? Seriously. It's not just about money. It can't be. If it's just money that you're focusing on, I want to be rich, it's not enough to get you to go through the shit that you have to go through to get to the brass ring. Listen, there's so many, I laughed at what Buddy said last week, people sheep, Bob, but honestly, there's some fucking truth to what Buddy said. And that's why I put it up there, because when I said to Buddy, I said, listen, that's a great message for a half of a message. But there's got to be something connected to it, which is that, and you don't have to be that way. In other words, if you're thinking that way right now, like I can't get myself to do what I got to do, I'm not motivated, I have no willpower, that's a fucking bullshit sheep-like mentality. But the point is, that's a choice, my friend. You don't have to think that way. It's a fucking choice. And there are people out there, like, Buddy said, people go to war, they die. There's so much bad shit going on in the world that when you start to look at your problems in perspective, they're really not that big. So what you really lack is you don't know where you want to go. You don't have a vision. You might have, here's what you have, your high standards, and you have a champagne standard, but a very beer type of vision. In other words, you want to be rich, so you feel like, you feel like, hey, someone save me. I want to get rich. I want to have an accountability plan. I want to do what I got to do. But I just can't motivate myself. In other words, you don't have the vision. You don't have your why identified. But you have high standards and you have a beer vision. Take the time to figure out Where are you going in life? Where do you want to go? What's your life going to look like in 5 years from now, and why? Guys, every last one of you, if you haven't done this, this is what you need to do to really feel good about putting the work in. You just think about it logically. Just take a step back. Let's think about this with no emotion, just pure logic. How are you supposed to get excited about getting up in the morning and working hard and doing shit you don't enjoy? Because let's just face facts. A lot of the things that we have to do to be successful, they're not fun. They're just not. There are some things that are really fun about achieving success, but for me, some things I enjoy, many things I don't, but I'm able to keep my eye on the long-term goal, the ball, so to speak, and my long-term vision on top of that, and that's what keeps me going. Without having a clear-cut vision, something that turns you on and moves you, and then understanding why that really matters to you, no one can stay positive for very long. There's too much shit that you gotta go through, too much negativity, too many setbacks, too much of things that are below the waterline. I'm not gonna feed you, I'm not gonna blow smoke up here and say it's la-di-da, success is so easy. No, it's hard fucking work. It's frustrating as shit. Very often you don't get what you want. You don't see the results. And that's okay, because you're still making progress. But without the vision, this is why that vision is so important. And without having your why, no one could be that positive. No one could withstand what it really, that all the insults and injuries that naturally go along the way. We live in a world where shit happens. Right? That's why there's bumper stickers out there. We buy them. We live in a world where shit happens. You're walking down the street, you're doing everything right, and bam, you get hit between the eyes, a lump of shit, right? That's how it is. And it's in those moments that you start telling yourself a story about why you can't get what you want. In this case, the story is, I have no willpower right now. I don't feel motivated. That's a story, but here's the beauty. Because you're connected to the group here, because you're part of this program, you were smart. You reached out and you didn't let it get out of hand. You knew you need someone to talk to you, and that's what I'm here for. That's what the group is here for. Saying, you know what? Bullshit. Okay, it's not that you're not motivated. You don't have a gene for motivation. You just don't know your fucking why, and you haven't taken the time to really paint that vision. Or maybe you have a vision, but you don't really think you can achieve it. Maybe you think you lack certain skills, so it's bullshit to you. Now, what I always say is I want you to stretch, make that vision bold and bright and clear. But if it's so insane, the vision, and it's not really feasible, not achievable, then it loses its power. Now, I'm guessing it's probably not what you've done. It probably just haven't really clearly identified. And by the way, maybe you just don't have one right. That's fine. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is a symptom. See, when you're in lack of motivation, lack of drive, feeling bored is a symptom of a problem. The problem is not knowing where you want to go in life and being pumped about it. When your vision can't just be a vision that is good for me. It's got to be a vision that makes you excited. I always say, when you read back your vision statement, unless your fucking hands are standing up in the back of your head, it's not going to work. Your vision has got to be something that it hits you on a visceral level. It's like a gut, man, if I got that, that's what I want. And then knowing your why at the highest level, what you really and who you really want to do things for, what causes. When you have those two things, guess what? You'll feel motivated. You will be. I'm not saying you won't have bad times. You'll have times where you'll feel like, that things are against you, or that you can't get out of your own way. We all have those times. And again, I'm never going to lie to you. It's fucking not easy. It's a guarantee to get to success. It's a guarantee. If you stay the course, work your ass off, learn the skills, learn the rules, yes, you will get rich. You will. How could you not? Think about it. How could you know everything there is to know about success and fail? And it might not happen overnight. It takes time. You know, line up those elements. And there's a bit of luck involved too. But as they always say, the harder I work, the luckier I get.